Do I look so stupid?
You look great.
I was trying to go for like the greasy, like messy, wet, tousled hair.
It's giving greasy.
It's definitely giving greasy.
It's getting wet.
It's giving share.
Hi sisters, James Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I really shouldn't even have to explain what this video is because I'm sure judging by my outfit alone, you guys could already guess. But for today's video, I really wanted to teach you guys how to do a super fun, easy Squid Game makeup for Halloween this year. In case you've been living under a literal rock, Squid Game is an amazing Korean show that just came out on Netflix a couple of weeks ago and has quickly become one of the most famous shows in the entire world. And in my opinion, okay, rightfully so. I absolutely loved every single moment of it. The characters, the plot, the storyline, even the actors and actresses like off camera. I've been watching so many interviews. I am literally a Squid Games stan, and I know that it's going to be a very, very popular costume this year for Halloween. So I thought I would teach you guys how to do a super easy Squid Game makeup look with some special effects as well, if you want to dress like you are one of the 456 players in the game this year. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, you guys, super quickly before we get started, I do just want to ask you guys a quick little question. So ever since Squid Game came out, basically I have been getting contacted nonstop. I'm talking emails, DMs, tweets, comments. At this point, like I'm expecting a carrier pigeon to show up at my house asking me to do a Squid Game in real life video. We did Among Us in real life last year and it was one of the biggest videos on my channel ever. We love filming it. So if you guys would want to see a Squid Game in real life video, please give this video a big thumbs up down below to let me know that you're interested and we can definitely put that together. All right, you guys, so let's go ahead and jump right into this. I am super excited for this video today. This is going to be a super easy tutorial because there's honestly not much to this. When I say a Squid Game makeup tutorial as well, I just want to let you guys know I'm actually talking like I'm gonna make myself look like I am one of the 456 players in the game. So looking very tired, some blood, some bruises. And I also do want to give a trigger warning and let you guys know as well that at the end of this video, I am going to be doing some special effects with some blood. So if you do not like that or you don't like any gore, you can of course always click out before then. But I am a makeup channel, just like the special effects artist on the show. I'm just going to show you guys how to recreate that in a really simple way to do at home. I just have on this green tracksuit that I got from Amazon that matches the one in the show, and we got some iron-on letters. I decided to go for number 67, our Queen Sae-byuk, played by Ho Young-chung. I'm literally obsessed with her. So I'm going to be hopefully doing her justice in today's video. So the first thing that we need to do is basically just look tired. As you guys know, all 456 of the players are sitting in that room and they really can't sleep much at night because there's, you know, a risk of a fight breaking out or them getting literally killed. So we're just gonna make it look like we are exhausted and accentuate some wrinkles, some under eye bags. So first of all, what we want to grab is basically any like very gray, brown eyeshadow color will work fine. So I just grabbed this one from my friend Kaylee's color chip palette, but literally any color that looks like this. I'm sure you guys have several of these in your makeup collections, and just like a fluffy brush. And we're basically gonna be using this to like contour. Now, normally, obviously you guys know I love a good like bronzer, but we are definitely not looking sun-kissed today. So I thought we would just talk about some fun like parts of the story throughout the videos today. There definitely will be some spoiler alerts, so if you haven't watched it quite yet, well, I don't know why you'd be watching a makeup tutorial unless you've watched the show. So I'm just gonna assume that you guys have all watched it, okay? But spoiler alert warning is coming right now. Basically, there was a lot of really cool like stories that have come from the production and the making of the actual show. One of the coolest ones being that the director of Squid Game basically came up with this series in like 2008 or 9, right? He basically has been trying to pitch the show to different networks like for a really long time now, but nobody wanted to actually buy it because they thought it was too gruesome or just like not a good storyline. And now literally 11 years later, Netflix ended up buying it and it is now the #1 show in the world, which is so crazy to think about, but I guess it is a really good lesson of like, never give up on your dreams. It is, like sometimes, you know, sometimes you do have to hear a million no's and then the one yes is like the one that matters the most.
It matters not what you've done, but what you do with what you've done for others.
I'm also just gonna grab a little bit of yellow on a big fluffy brush along with that cool tone brown just to mix together because when bruises start to heal, they have a little bit of yellow undertones. So we're just going to blend that out a little bit because this is looking a little crazy. I'm just gonna basically choose some like different places on my face to like put the same brown to like kind of resemble like dirt. Like I said, you guys, this is literally gonna be like the most simple like basic tutorial ever. Like there's really not much to this to achieve this look, but it'll definitely be more fun and really pull it all together when we get to like the special effects at the end. So stay tuned, but we gotta make ourselves look nasty and dirty first.
You dirty!
I'm also just gonna grab the littlest bit of red on like the tip of my finger, not even gonna grab a brush, and I'm gonna put this underneath my eyes as well. Okay, that may be a little bit much. Oops. Oh my God, you know what I also read this morning that I was like beyond shocked by? The production budget for Squid Game was $21 million. And it got valued today at 900 million. Almost $1 billion for a TV show, which is absolutely mind-boggling. But it only cost them $21 million to produce. But thinking about like all the set design, like...
He barely used any CGI. They built every single...
Yeah.
For real. So even he said the giant doll can be found at a museum with only one arm, but she's there.
Oh, where did her arm go?
I don't know.
It's missing. So next I'm just gonna grab a gray eyeshadow. This one happens to be from the Morphe 35 eye palette, but once again, anything will work. And I'm just gonna use this to kind of like shape out the under eye bags even more. I'm looking at a few different reference photos of pictures of the cast from the show, and everybody looks very just tired and then also really sweaty. So that is something we're gonna add in a second too. I'm just gonna use this gray and kind of like draw out this eye bag round shape. And I'm just blending as I go. So one of the characteristics of all of the actors in Squid Game was that they were all very like wet, like oily, greasy. I don't know why. What?
Sorry.
What'd you say?
Let's move on.
So I basically just have this Makeup Forever Professional Sweat Effect Gel. I think this is most likely not something that you have in your normal makeup collection. It does say pro only. I'm not even sure how or when I got this, but basically you need to just use anything that's going to give that like natural, like glowing effect. Like not like highlighter, okay? I'm talking like
Baby oil.
Literally like baby oil or like moisturizer or like a lot of setting spray that like leaves your skin luminous. That's the vibe that you need to go for. So basically just like putting this on like the high points of my face where I like would be actually sweaty. So now I'm gonna try to make it look like my lips are very chapped. So I went over like my lips with literally a paintbrush to apply like a skin tone type of powder on it. And then I'm going to get a little bit of red on my fingers and then do a kissy face. Now it looks like my lips are chapped. Look at that.
Where'd you learn that?
I just thought of it right now. All right, you guys, well, I feel like at this point, if you aren't interested in doing the blood or the special effects, you really could stop here or of course add more dirt, less dirt. It's really up to you. But I feel like we achieved, you know, the simple Squid Game look. I mean, I feel like we're ready to like go trick-or-treating at this point, but you guys know me, I love going above and beyond and extra. And I'm also such a huge fan of horror movies, special effects, CGI and all that stuff. So we know that we have to take it above and beyond. So let's go ahead and make it look like I was eliminated in the Squid Games. We are going to be doing a bullet shot wound right in the forehead as if I got shot by one of the guards from moving too much and red light, green light, which would never happen, okay? If I was participating, y'all know that I'd be making it all the way to the end. However, in the final challenge, I probably would be knocked out. So, okay, so what we're going to do is basically use some Ben Nye nose and scar wax to make our nice little bullet hole in our head. To adhere this wax to my face, I'm just gonna grab a little bit of a Pro-Date adhesive. Any sort of like glue will work. I bet even like honestly glitter glue from like, I don't know. And then just grab like an old crusty little makeup sponge. And I'm just going to basically pat this on my face where the bullet is going to go. And this is just gonna be like a nice sticky base. So when we put the wax on, it'll actually stick to my head. I'm just gonna dry this a little bit so it turns clear, which means it is ready to be stuck to. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of the nose and scar wax, just like a little beam like this, and I'm going to basically really get it nice and warm in my fingers because this stuff is like really nasty and like hard. So you have to like warm it up. What is it called when you're like working with like clay? You have to like knead the bread dough. And I'm just going to really stick this onto my forehead. Like right here. So now we have this nice like thing here. And now basically what we're going to do is like squish the sides down and blend it in with my forehead so it looks like my actual skin. And I'm just gonna use a little bit of this Patrick Star like go off setting mist because it's an oil and it's going to help blend this in. So now that we have the bump here on our forehead, we're basically going to carve out our bullet hole. So I'm just going to use the bottom edge of a little brush, and I'm just going to stab this right into my face, right smack dab in the middle, just like that. And then we can really widen it up a little bit.
That's weird. Ew.
Pull this. Ew. Absolutely disgusting.
This is disgusting. I like it though.
We're basically trying to make it look like the bullet like pierced our face. So instead of it being like a nice like hole like this, it's gonna be like messed up. Our first step is just going to be to apply a little bit of powder. I'm just gonna grab the RCMA no color powder. This is basically just going to get rid of any like liquids or wet portions that are still on the wax. This isn't really necessary, but for me as a makeup artist, I always just feel like I need to apply some sort of powder before painting anything or going in with next steps. So basically now I'm going to paint this mound to look like it matches my natural skin tone. So you can either use your foundation if it matches your skin really well, but for me personally, I'm going to be using these alcohol paints. So I'm basically just going to use a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and these are liquid activated. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of this in, and then I'm just going to use a nice little stippling brush just like this to try my best to paint this. That's looking pretty good. Wow, that literally looks real. Okay, so now that we have this all done, it is time to add on the blood, which is definitely where it starts to really pull itself together. So I'm gonna grab this Ben Nye thick blood. It is basically, I mean, it is exactly what it says. It is literally just like thick blood in a little jar like this. It looks very, very nasty. And we're going to use this, and we're going to basically fill up this little hole with our thick blood. So I'm basically just using the end of a brush, and I'm just going to put this into this hole. And wherever the bullet would normally puncture is going to be where the blood is the thickest and the darkest from coagulation. So we want that to be the case. There we go. That is what I wanted. That is looking nasty. Okay, great. So then once the blood obviously punctures the wound, it would be dripping out, which we are going to do in a little bit. But we're also going to add some nice redness and splatter all around the bullet wound, just using a bit of red to stipple around this area, because obviously if this were a fresh wound, it would be very, very irritated. So this is where it gets a little bit messy, and we're going to need to make it look like I am just really bleeding to death. So we now have Ben Nye stage blood. So this is like the same type of stuff as in here, but it's liquidy instead of chunky. So now we're just going to dip this nice little brush in there. Bless you. And I'm just going to let this drip out just like that. And this is where it starts to get very realistic looking.
Definitely do that one too. Ew.
It tastes like mint. Oh, it literally says zesty mint flavoring on the bottle. I think my nose looks too clean. Oh my god, it would look good if I was bleeding from my nose.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, there we go. Last but finally, not least, our face is looking bloody. We are gored, we are shot, we are ready to go, but our costume just looks too perfect. So we need to go ahead and bloody this up a little bit too. All right, you guys, well, at this point, I think we are about ready for player 67 to be eliminated. Did you like that? I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching me create this fun Squid Games makeup tutorial, and I really hope that it was easy for you guys as well. Like I said, I wanted to make it as simplistic as possible because I know a lot of people are going to be going as one of the characters or players in the games this year. So hopefully this was a very fun tutorial for you guys to follow to create a look. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and of course, if you are a fan of Squid Games, please go ahead and give it a big bloody thumbs up down below. Your love and support really does mean a lot to me. And if you have not already, make sure you click that big red subscribe button along with the bell icon so you get notified every time I upload a brand new video. All my social media accounts are just James Charles if you guys want to follow me anywhere else. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, the whole moment. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Happy Halloween, and I will see you next time. Bye!